Hey friends, welcome to our midweek moment. Pastor Nicole here. This week we're going to continue on in our Christmas travel through the Holy Land series that we've been doing the last couple of weeks. Today we're going to get ourselves ready for Christmas Eve, just a few days away, by looking at the Church of the Nativity. Now you might remember from my story last week that my first trip to Israel in 2020, we weren't allowed to go into Bethlehem. It was quarantined because of COVID. So it was all shut down. So I was particularly excited to get to go to Bethlehem earlier this year in March when we went and we were able to get into Bethlehem and visit the Church of the Nativity. Now, the Church of the Nativity is the site that tradition tells us is where Jesus was born. And there is a beautiful church that is built there. And as you enter into the church, there's a very low door frame. It probably comes up to like here on me, so you have to like duck under it. And the point of that is that you are humbling yourself before you walk into this sacred space, which I thought was really quite lovely. Although maybe a little bit dangerous. A couple of our people did bump their heads when they were walking through. But you enter in through this low door and you come into this corridor where you see this huge golden altar space. So the main altar space there is kept up by the Greek Orthodox Church. And if you know anything about Greek Orthodox Church, they love gold, they love icons, they love lots of candles and incense burners. And it is definitely different than our style of worship, but it is beautiful to see it in person. It's just like, wow. So you kind of walk up and you can see this worship space with all this gold and these lanterns hanging, and it's really quite beautiful. When we were there, it was under restoration, so there was some scaffolding that didn't seem so, traditional or ancient, but those things have to happen. So what you do then is, as you approach the altar, you go around to the right and you go through a door, down some steps. So you're right underneath that golden altar space, and underneath that golden altar space is a grotto, this little cave, and it is where they say Jesus was born. So they've got like a little altar space set up there, and you can kind of bend down into the cave and you can touch the floor. There's a little star on the floor that you can touch. That's supposed to be the place where baby Jesus entered into this world. And then directly, like just a little bit away, is a stone manger. Now, when we think of mangers, we often think of, little wooden mangers. We see them all the time, right? But this was a manger that was carved out of stone, which is how they did it back then. They carved it out of stone, more durable than wood and more easily accessible because they don't have a lot of wood available in Israel. If you ever go there, there's not a lot of trees other than like olive trees, which aren't good to build big things. So they just carved it out of the stone there. So that's where baby Jesus, tradition says, where baby Jesus was placed in the manger. Kind of a different view than what we think of when we think of a nativity set, right? So from there, you kind of walk your way out and you can see other parts of the church. This church is kind of operated by three different groups. You've got the Greek Orthodox, you've got the Armenians, and then, I'm forgetting the last one. But I'll think of it and maybe I'll put it in the comments. So you've got these kind of three different Christian traditions that come together in this one holy place. And it's also the longest continual place of worship of anywhere in Christianity is this site right here, the Church of the Nativity in Bethlehem, which is kind of special. So anyway, I just wanted to give you a little tour of that today and to let you see this holy place. And as we inch closer to Christmas Eve, I hope that you are having a wonderful Christmas season. And we hope that we will see you in worship, whether in person or online this weekend. And I hope that this little tour through the Holy Land is just helping you feel a little closer to Christ as we kind of see where he walked and and where he would have experienced life here on earth. So I hope y'all have a great rest of your week, and hope to see you this weekend, and we'll see y'all next time. Bye.